Hey, welcome back to another episode of Jessica Be Real. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've been with you, and since then, my house has officially sold. I'm back in Miami this week, just taking some time to relax and decompress. I thrive on being busy and just, all the things that I'm working towards, but this week I definitely had a little bit of a crash and I've just spent the last few days relaxing, spending some time with friends, and just kind of gathering my thoughts of everything that's been going on. So the house is officially sold, and I'm in a studio apartment in New York while I'm there working at the salon. And it's everything that I need while I'm there. I mean, I'm basically there to eat, sleep, and that's it. When I'm there, I'm pretty much working. So it was a lot to happen in 1 week. I mean, moving into the studio apartment, closing on my house, it's never like a smooth transition. So, on top of all the stresses of the little things that come up, and on top of that full, clientele at the salon, it was a lot. And I've definitely felt that crash this week. So, now that it's sold and closed on, I just kind of want to tell you guys a little bit of how it happened and just my mentality around it. So my realtor who is amazing, she's also a client of mine and a friend, and she came in for her appointment. And I've kind of been thinking about selling my house for a couple months now, but I'm like, is it the right time? Should I wait a little bit? I haven't fully owned it for 2 years. It'll be 2 years in October. So I was like, maybe I should just wait it out, but I know I'm never going to be back in New York full time. So I had made that decision. So, with springtime, I was like, maybe this is the perfect time to sell. So I was like, I'm going to talk about it with her when she comes in. So she comes in and I'm like, I really think I want to put my house on the market. And she had told me a good time to put it on the market was, around March. It has a beautiful pool, and someone would really want to get in there before summertime to be able to enjoy that. And so I was like, I really think I want to put my house on the market. And she's like, okay, when do you want to do it? Didn't really, wasn't like, oh, are you, you're thinking about it, why don't you give it a little more time? Just, well, when do you want to do it? And I was like, I don't know, right now. And she literally, during her appointment, put it on the market for me. It went active a couple of days later. And so it went active at 11 o'clock on a Monday morning. And at 1 o'clock that afternoon, 2 hours later, I had a showing. And 2 hours after that, I had a full price offer. And I know the market is hot right now, but that to me was like a sign that this was exactly what you need to be doing. When something happens with that much ease and with no resistance, that is a sign that you are doing the right thing and the path is clear. The same type of thing happened when I put in my application for my apartment here in Miami. I had put in my application and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get approved for this, but we're going to wait and see what happens. And when I was approved, I was like, okay, this is a sign that it's a go. This is a sign that it's like a sign from God that it's like, nope, this is what you need to be doing. This is the next step, and just take it. And there's been other things that have happened, other circumstances in my life where the same type of thing has happened. When I got into hair extensions, the education was very expensive, and I didn't have a clientele for that yet. I had a couple clients asking me if I offered them, but I didn't have people lining up at the door for that service. But I knew that in me, I was like, this is something that I need to be able to offer. And this is the direction that my business is going, and I'm going to invest in this and I'm going to make it work. And I just had a deep knowing that that was the path that I needed to take. And even though I didn't have the clients lining up yet, I just knew this is going to work out. And when you have those things happen in your life where you're like, okay, like it requires you to make the decision first, which honestly sometimes is the hardest part, just making that tough decision. Like for me, okay, I want to sell my house. She's like, okay, when? And then boom, like everything fell into place flawlessly. But if I had waited a few more months, the outcome may not have been the same. But it's like making that decision, like, okay, I'm never going to be back in New York full time. Why have a house there that it's so much to maintain? It's too much for me, honestly. So for me, that was the decision maker. Like I have to sell this house, even though I absolutely love it. I need to downsize. That makes the most sense for me right now in my life. So making that decision, yeah, it was scary for sure. I absolutely loved that house, and I was so proud that I was able to buy that on my own. It was the first house that I had ever bought on my own. And so yeah, it was like a sad, and tough decision for me to make, but the reality was it was the smartest move for me to make right now in my life. And so making that decision, having everything work out flawlessly, like who sells a house in 4 hours? If there was a clear sign, that was it. That was the right decision for me. But it required me to make that bold decision to put it on the market. Having a sense of detachment from the outcome too I feel like that is the secret sauce to everything working out in your life. When I put it up for sale, I was like, okay, if my house doesn't sell, then I'm okay with that too. I'll just keep it. Like I still love it. I'm happy with it. So if it doesn't sell, I'll keep it, no worries. Did I absolutely want to sell it? Yeah, for sure. But if I didn't, I was okay with that. And same thing with my apartment here in Miami, putting in the application. I wanted this apartment. And I also had the feeling like, okay, if this doesn't work out, if I don't get accepted for this apartment, then I'm okay with that too, because I know it's not meant to be. I'm not going to like cling on to it and force something to happen, because honestly, in the end, it's God's protection. And if I'm not accepted for it, then maybe there's another apartment for me here, or maybe it's a sign that maybe I shouldn't make the move at all, but I would have figured that out too. And, also with the hair extension education, like everything, all these big decisions that I've made in my life, I've had a sense of detachment about it because I've been happy where I was at that point. Like I didn't need those things to happen to be happy, because I was happy with where I was at, but I absolutely did want those things to happen. It comes down with living with a sense of gratitude for where you are right now and the things that you have and just how far you've come, and just knowing that if something doesn't work out, then it's not rejection, it's just redirection. And you're being protected from something that's not meant for you because there's something bigger on the other side. So I think the question is, can you move with that sort of confidence and that trust in yourself that, I'm happy where I am. I really want this other thing, but if it's not meant for me, then there will be signs. If it is meant for me, there will also be signs. And I'm okay either way, because I know that if it's not that, then there's something else better for me. So that's it for today, guys. And I will see you back in a couple of weeks. I'm thinking I'm going to do a Q&A, I think, for my next episode. So keep an eye on my stories. Type in your questions, send me a DM with your questions, and I will answer them all on the next episode. So until next time, see you then.